recording and then sharing my screen with you all. And let's switch to the screen. And I was put in mind of this topic by a hand that came up a few weeks ago on the 28th of December. And it was this hand 5 here, where the optimum contract, the computer works out the best possible contract and how many tricks you can make, which is this little box here.
Yeah.
And it says basically that North-South could make 6 diamonds or 6 spades on this hand. Below that, I've got my recommended bidding, which is ending up in 4 spades. It's not obvious that you can make 6 spades. And then below that, as you can see all the times it was played. And I did notice on this hand that very few people made 12 tricks on this. One person bid and made 6 spades, one went down in 6 spades, and a few others made 4 spades plus 2. That's a 680 there, and a 680 there, and a 680 there. And I mean, as well as noticing that you can make 12 tricks here, it's worth noting that 4 spades plus 2 is a very good result. 6 spades would give you the top, which is out of 26 points, you get 100%, 26 out of 26. But even 4 spades plus 2 would be 22 out of 26, which is 90% or something. So that is a very, very good score. And even if you don't bid the slam, it makes a vast difference as to how many tricks you make. You can see if you made plus 1, you got 15 out of 26. And if you only made 4 spades making, you got just 9 out of 26. So people sometimes say, oh, that's odd, I made 4 spades and we got 30%. And that's why, it's because other people made more tricks. So I'm going to look at that hand being played as it was in a few different ways, 3 different ways it was played I'm going to look at. And then look at a few other hands that involve the same topic of unblocking by declarer. So this was one of the times it was played, and this is more or less how I think the bidding should go on this hand. 1 spade, you open the higher ranking of 2 5-card suits, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, and then I think South should actually probably bid 3 spades. South, you've got 10 points, and you've got a doubleton, so I think that puts it in the 10 to 12 category, and you should really bid 3 spades. But nonetheless, you end up in 4 spades here. And the main thing is to try to make as many tricks as possible. So this is actually how it was played. I've removed the players' names from here because I don't want to embarrass anyone. So let's have a look at how this one went. So East was on lead. Declarer is North here. So this is North. This is dummies in the South here. And let's have a look at this from Declarer's point of view and try and make a plan. And in a suit contract, we're always going to try to work out how many likely losers we have from the point of view of the hand with the long trumps, which is North here, but taking into account all the strength in dummy. So let's go through the suits one at a time and see if you can tell me how many likely losers you think you have in each suit. How many spade losers do you think you've got?
None.
None. How many heart losers?
One.
You've got 1. Yeah.
One.
The ace and the 4, just like. Now, what about diamonds?
One.
It's going to be 1 for sure, and you hope you won't lose more than 1. Okay. And do you have any club losers?
No.
So we have a heart loser and a diamond loser. And what we also have on this hand is this club situation. We've got the ace here, okay, and we've got the king opposite. And that king will provide another trick.
Because you're throwing off the 4 of hearts.
Yeah, you're going to throw off the 4 of hearts, exactly. So that's what I want you to look out for on the hands today. Situations like this where you've got a blockage. The clubs are such that you can't just cash 2 clubs here. You have to cash the ace, cross the dummy, and cash the king. And anytime you have like a blocked honor, one or more blocked honors like this, watch out for it and try and get rid of that blockage as soon as possible, because otherwise it will really interfere with you being able to get between the two hands. So let's have a look at how this was played. I've looked at it 3 different times, and this was how one declarer played it. They took their ace of hearts, and then they started drawing trumps. They took now, before we touch trumps, let's think about how many times it's going to take to draw trumps. We've got 8, so if we get a 3-2 trump break of the missing 5 spades, it would require 3 rounds. So let's bear that in mind. We expect it's 3 rounds if they break evenly. So this is what declarer did. They took their ace and their king and then their ace, and then they played a club. But can you see it's all gone wrong?
Yeah.
Because they've now, they're stuck in the north hand, and because they've drawn trumps, they can't get to the king of clubs. It's completely shut off from them. So, unfortunately, they're not going to make their 12 tricks now. They played a heart now, which doesn't really help them much. The opponents played a diamond back. Okay, they took their ace, so now their diamonds are established, or they've got the king and queen to come, so that's good. But they carried on in hearts, which was roughed, and declarer again didn't draw trumps here. Okay, if we bring up the 4 hands, there's still a trump out. Okay, and declarer maybe forgot about it, but they just didn't draw it. They kept playing their diamonds, which were good, but of course they get to rough that one with the 10 of spades. Now, oddly enough, East played a club, which is something that North might like, but in fact their diamond is good anyway, so they threw that off, and they made the last 2 tricks, but they only made let's see what. Sorry, I haven't finished here. Yeah, so they're going to make exactly 10 tricks here, making the club there as 8 tricks and then 2 spades. So they didn't make the 12 tricks that were possible there. Let's have a look at it being played another way. Sorry, it takes a little while to bring these up when I'm sharing my screen. Here the bidding was slightly different. 1 spade, 2 spades, 4 spades. I don't know if north-south, some people are playing 5-card majors, in which case the 1 spade promises a 5-card suit. That's sort of reasonable, although I think the south hand is a bit too strong for 2 spades, which would be 6 to 9. Anyway, nonetheless, they ended in 4 spades, and let's see how this one went this time. So they started with a heart, which they took the ace with. And this declarer's got a much better idea. They've realised, I've got to get rid of that ace of clubs. So they played that straight away. Okay, that's a good start. Then they started drawing trumps with the ace. And then they led the king of clubs, which is great. And of course, they're going to discard their heart loser on that. So that's better so far. Now what? Well, they led the 7 of clubs, and I think that's a definite mistake here. What you want to do here is play on the diamonds. I mean, you want to draw trumps, and you want to take your diamond tricks. And a lot of declarers with a void in one hand have this urge to rough. And I say this, at least once a week. Roughing in the hand with the long trumps will very rarely gain you any extra tricks. And it doesn't really help to rough this club here. All it's doing is it's cutting down on one trump trick that you're going to make anyway. So that's what they did anyway. They roughed that. And then they made a second mistake, which was when they played the diamonds, they led from their hand. They led the king from the north hand. And when you've got a situation like this with the honours in one hand, sorry, I'm just going to mute you all because it's getting a little bit noisy. You could just have to mute you all. Yeah, just bear in mind if you're talking on the phone, everyone can hear you. So they made the mistake here of leading the king of diamonds from their hand, but that's another mistake. Really, on this hand, you should be planning to lead towards your honours, and it can certainly help in a situation like this to avoid more than one diamond. So what happened is they led the king of diamonds, that which is taken with the ace. Now comes back a heart, which they rough. Okay. Now they start to draw, continue drawing trumps, the jack. There's still a trump out, but they haven't drawn it. And now they play the queen of diamonds, and that wins, but they're going to lose another diamond here. The jack's been set up here. So they played another diamond, and although they're able to rough this one, okay, they now have a bit of trouble because they're in dummy, and the only way they can get back to their hand is with the queen of spades, to rough with the queen of spades, but they haven't drawn trumps yet. So you can see it's going to go wrong here. If they lead a heart, they can rough that, but now they've lost control of trumps. By roughing in their hand, they've roughing twice. East still has a trump, and declarers run out of trumps. So you can see when they play a diamond, East roughs with the last spade and cashes that, and then they only make 10 tricks on this one. So that one went a bit badly wrong as well. Let's look at it the last time where it went much better for Declarer. This was one of the times they made 12 tricks on it. And they actually bid 6 spades on this one. The bidding went as before, 1 spade, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, and then 4 no trump, which I think was Roman key card Blackwood. And Roman key card Blackwood treats the king of trump, which is spades here, as one of the, adds it to the 4 aces. And the 5 heart response promises 2 key cards, either 2 aces or an ace and the the king of spades. So they ended up in 6 spades here, which is quite a good contract to be in, as long as you can make it. So let's have a look at how it went this time. They started off again with a heart, which they took. Now, Declarer here starts off with the queen of spades, but then I think she thought better of it. I think she realised, I've got to get rid of that ace of clubs. So they got rid of that ace of clubs before it was too late. And then they carried on in trump to the king. While in dummy, they cashed the king of clubs, getting rid of the heart. So that's all going well. And then they drew the last trump. Okay, so that's the last trump there. And now they're in a position, they're in dummy, they're in a good position to lead their diamonds towards their own hand. East obliged here by going up with the ace. And if they lead the diamond back, now when you play the queen and the king, the jack falls, so that all your diamonds are good. And they were able to claim 12 tricks there. Okay, so that was there were a couple of key plays on that one. Unblocking in clubs, and in diamonds, making sure you try to lead towards your honours rather than leading your king or your queen, which could easily lead to the loss of second diamond trick. Any questions on that one? I'm going to look at another hand. This was actually played before the lockdown on a Friday afternoon, and nearly everyone was in 4 spades on this one, but no one made it. No one made 4 spades. So this was how the bidding might have gone: 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 4 spades. The opponents lead a diamond, and let's just have a look at this from South's point of view and try and figure out a plan here. So as I always say, try and figure out your losers to start with in a suit contract. how many losers have we got? Well, I think we've got 3 diamond losers, haven't we? Okay. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to take the ace, king, queen, and there's nothing we can do about it. Apart from that, those 3 diamond losers, where else might we lose a trick?
Heart.
Heart, yeah, we've got a danger of losing another heart. But if you, instead of counting your losers, switch to counting your winners, how many winners have we got here? We've got, how many spade tricks are we going to make? 5 there. We've got 1 heart, which is 6. And we can make 10 tricks if we can make 4 clubs. And we should be able to make 4 clubs. Okay? It just needs a little careful handling because we have that blockage in the suit. We have that king, queen, jack, doubleton opposite the ace, king. But as long as we can make 4 tricks there, that will be our 10 tricks, and we don't need to lose any heart tricks. So that's what we're going to do. Let's suppose the opponents start off with the ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, and unfortunately they take their queen. Okay, and then they play a heart. What are we going to play here? Any thoughts?
Ace.
Yeah, you're going to play the ace because we don't want to lose another trick. If we let the king win, that's it. We're down. So you've got to go up with the ace, and now we just have to be a little bit careful about this. We want to draw trumps, but still make sure that we can take 4 club tricks. So we've got 9 trump here. So what we're going to do is keep the high honours in the south hand more than in the north hand because we want to be able to get to the clubs later on. So let's cash the king. Let's cash the jack. If you're counting, you'll see there's still 1 trump out. But the thing to do is to draw it, and then we can play the club. So just play the queen and the jack, and we can still get back to our hand with a spade, okay, and cash the last 2 clubs. And that way we'll make our 10 tricks there. Okay, any comments on that one? You could, on this hand, cash the queen and jack of clubs early on. That would work out too. But I suspect that what some people did on this hand was that they played the queen and the jack, and maybe they overtook. And if you do that, of course, you're not guaranteed 4 tricks anymore. Okay. Any comments on that? Let's try another one. This was also played last year, and the recommended bidding here is 1 spade, 2 hearts. Now the 2 heart bid in response to 1 spade promises a 5-card suit. So north shows at least 3 hearts and goes to 4 hearts, and down comes dummy, and let's stop to make a plan again. Well, once again, they've led our weakest suit, they've led diamonds, and we can see that immediately we are in danger of losing 3 diamond tricks. Okay, where else might we lose a trick? Well, looking at it from your own hand's point of view, you can see, apart from the diamonds, you might have club losers. But what you have here is a great source of tricks in spades. We just have to be careful to be sure to make them. In fact, if you count your tricks here, it looks like, how many tricks are we going to make? It looks like we're going to make 5 hearts, okay, and quite possibly 5 spades as well. So that comes to 10 tricks, and we've got the ace of clubs. So in theory, we should be able to make something like 11 tricks. Of course, we're not going to make 11 tricks because the opponent's going to take 3 diamonds here. But let's try and at least make our contract. East overtakes, okay, leads a diamond back, and West takes a 3rd diamond. So they've taken their 3 diamonds, and now they lead a club. And what are you going to play this time?
Ace.
The ace, yeah, you're not going to risk any finesse here. There's no need for any finesse. as long as you can make those spades. So take the ace, and it's a good idea to get rid of that ace of spades now. That singleton ace is a blockage there that will prevent you running the rest of the spade. So get rid of it early on, okay? And now the spades will run, but we need to draw trumps if we can. So you need to be a little bit careful here. We haven't touched trumps yet, but our aim is to draw trumps in 3 rounds that end up in dummy so that we can run the spades. Otherwise, there's no way to dummy outside of the trump suit. So we'll, if you plan all this, you'll just take your king, your queen, and if everyone follows, we can now draw that last trump with the ace, and now we'll cash our remaining spades, throwing away all our clubs. Okay, and we'll make our 10 tricks. So we obviously can't do any better than that because the opponents took their first 3 tricks there. Okay, any comments on that one? Here's another one with involving a bit of a blockage. South here has got 19 points. So it's a slightly awkward hand to bid because it's not really balanced. But I think if you open 1 diamond here and North bids 1 spade, maybe you can bid 3 no trump here. Seems like the spot you want to end up in. It's not balanced, but you know your partner's got something in spades, so they shouldn't be able to take spade tricks there. Anyway, you end up here in 3 no trump, and let's see if we can make this. And in a no trump contract, we're going to start by counting our top tricks. So let's count our top tricks in each suit. How many spades do you hope to make?
4.
4. They look like 4 top tricks, although the suit will require a little bit of careful handling. How many heart top tricks have you got?
2.
2. How many diamond top tricks?
None.
Anyone? None. That's right. None is the answer. And how many club top tricks?
1.
1. Yeah. This is really easy, this part of it, just counting your top tricks. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7. You start off with 7 top tricks, provided we can make the 4 spades. Where can we make some more tricks here?
Clubs.
Clubs, I think, is the best bet. I mean, we could also make some in diamonds, but it's sort of hard to know. We'll have to lose the lead a couple of times. I think clubs is a much better option to make another 2 tricks here. So what we're going to do is win that one. And again, with that spade situation, let's get rid of the ace right away so that when we do get to dummy, we hope, we'll be able to take the remaining spades. Now, getting to dummy is a little bit easier said than done because we have no spades to get to dummy. But is there a way to get to dummy?
Clubs, hopefully.
Clubs, yeah. Because we have the jack and the 10, we should be able to get there by leading the suit twice. In other words, we can guarantee an entry to dummy by leading a low club towards the jack, and if that loses to the king, then we can lead another club towards the other honour in dummy. So that's what we're going to do. And the spades are set up now because we've unblocked that ace. So we'll just play a club here, playing the jack or the 10. And let's suppose it wins. So we've got to dummy. And this might be the last time in dummy. So we're going to cash our spades now. Okay, so we'll cash our spades, throwing away maybe diamonds and hearts from our hand. Take those spades. And then, well, we've only made 1 club, so we're going to hope to make another club here by maybe leading the jack. That loses to the king, and we just have to hope they can't take enough tricks to defeat us. They may very likely carry on with hearts here, so we'll take that, and now we can take our last 2 clubs to make our 9 tricks. After this, I don't know if we're going to make any more, probably not. We might lead a diamond, see what happens. They'll get in, but they carry on with hearts, and they take the last tricks. But we made our 9 tricks there. Okay, so let's just have a look at it. It basically involved unblocking in spades and then forcing an entry to cash the remaining spade tricks. Any comments on that? And then just one last one. As I said before, some of the hands here are that we're playing at 2 o'clock will be on this theme of unblocking. So do look out for those kind of honours that are going to block your suit. And let's have a look at this one finally, where you open 1 no trump and your partner takes you to 3 no trump and the opponents lead the 6 of spades. Now, that lead of the 6 of spades actually guarantees you 2 tricks. As long as you don't play the ace from dummy, you can see you're going to make 2 tricks now with your queen. So we start off, although we started off with only 1 top trick for sure, once they lead a spade, we can make 2 tricks there. So let's count that as 2 tricks. What other tricks have we got? How many heart tricks have we got? We've got 2 for sure, haven't we? Diamonds, we don't have any top tricks. We're actually a bit vulnerable in diamonds. And how many club top tricks are we going to make?
3.
We have 3 for sure, don't we? But don't we have an excellent chance to make all 5? Because we have 9 clubs between us and dummy. That means the opponents have only got 4. So as long as they're divided 2-2 or 3-1, we should be able to make all 5 club tricks. So 5, 2 hearts and 2 spades would be our 9 trick. So let's do that. Let's suppose they take their king here and they carry on with another spade, which we take now. And now we're going to turn our attention to clubs. And I'll bring up the 4 hands at this point so you can see that the clubs actually do divide 3-1. So we should be able to take all 5 clubs here. But there is a danger. There is a blockage here. And it's not obvious until you see it, but there is a blockage in clubs. If we start off with the ace, king, queen of clubs, there's a danger when we play another club that we may win it in our hand. Okay? If we play, when they play the ace of clubs, if we play the 2, the 6 and the 7, we'll win the 4th trick with the 8, and there are now no entries to dummy. So once you see it, I think the solution is easy. You have to play the clubs and you have to unblock the get rid of the 8, the 7 and the 6. Okay? So now, when you play the last 2 clubs, you don't get stuck in the wrong hand. You play the 4 and the 3 to make your contract there. Okay. After that, you're going to play your hearts. You could try the finesse here, although there's a danger if the finesse loses that the opponents might be able to take all the diamonds, for example. So maybe don't risk it. Maybe just take your 9 tricks there, and then your 9th trick with the queen of spades. At the end, the opponents will get in. They're probably going to defeat you. Take the rest of the tricks, but you'll have made your 9 tricks there. So that's another one to watch out for. It's a blockage there in clubs, and if you don't see it, you can easily end up blocking the suit yourself. Okay? Any comments or questions on any of that?
Could you just talk through that club again, please?
The leading of the clubs?
Yes.
Yeah. So if we get to the point, because you've got no entries to dummy at this point,
yes.
You when you play the ace of clubs, you have to play the 8, 7 and the 6 under the ace, king, queen.
Yeah, thank you.
If I bring up this GIB link, it will say basically if I play the 2 now, the suit will block. Okay, and I'll only be able to make 4 club tricks from 5 I need. So yeah, just watch out for that's a blockage there. It's a little harder to see than some of the other blockages. Okay. Any comments on that one? So that's it then, and we'll see you on Real Bridge. The table's opened up now, so do go ahead and log in, and we'll see you at 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all very much. Nice to see you all. If you're having any problems, give me a call. Otherwise, I'll see you in just half an hour or so.
Okay, thank you, Tony. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.